Has all the contents that you need to know about money markets. And it is, I have written it in sentences, not as bullet points, so that you are able to study and write from the same PPT. You can use this material for exam also. So what is money market? It's a market for short-term financial assets that are close substitute for money and facilitates exchange of money in primary and secondary market. Like for example, instead of using money, you can use money market instruments which are close to money. They may be in the form of promissory notes, bill of exchange, etc. Money market is a mechanism which deals with lending and borrowing of short-term funds. As I told you yesterday, it deals with short-term funds, funds invested for less than a year or funds borrowed for less than a year. And it is also a segment of financial market where financial instruments are very, very liquid. Liquid in the sense encashable at market value. That is how you define liquidity. Encashability at market value. It actually does not deal with cash, but then money market, quite often you think it is money that is being dealt with. But we have substitutes of money. As I told you, we said bill of exchange, promissory notes, government papers that can be converted into cash without any loss. As I said, market value is what I mentioned. Market value is without any loss and at low transaction cost, you're converting them to money. And then all individuals, institutions, intermediaries are a participant of money market. Now, what are the features of a money market? This market is purely for short-term funds, which are called as near money. The market deals with funds that are borrowed for less than a year or lent for less than a year, or in other words, invested for less than a year. It deals with financial assets which have a period of maturity of less than 1 year, like your bill of exchange is for 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 11 months, etc. And then these transactions cannot take place in a formal stock exchange. The instruments that you're dealing with will not happen in a formal place like stock exchange, but it is through oral communication only. And relevant documents and written communication of the transaction, like bill of exchange, is a tripartite agreement wherein it happens between between two traders. You don't have something like a stock exchange where formally it is all organized and you conduct transactions, buying and selling. And the transactions have to be conducted without any brokers. Money market में brokers नहीं होंगे, whereas capital market में brokers होंगे. And again, it is not a single market. When I said it has various sub-markets like call market, acceptance market, bill market. There is also discount market, which I will mention. And participants, as I said, commercial banks, acceptance houses, non-banking financial companies are major participants here. Participants means people who borrow and people who invest or subscribe for instruments. So what are the objectives of money market? Money market helps you with an investment revenue to employ your short-term surplus funds. And then it provides a room for overcoming short-term deficits. In case companies have excess funds, they can park them for a short period in money market. If they have shortage of funds, they can borrow from money market. To enable central bank to influence, regulate, and regulate liquidity in the economy through its intervention in this market. Like, see, for example, I'll just give you the case of central banking authority, which is a regulator of banks. It has framed certain regulations. So when the regulations are framed, or rules are laid out for banks to follow, what happens actually? Banks will have to follow very stringently. For these rules to be followed, they should have liquid funds. Like, for example, one example is SLR. Have you heard of SLR? SLR is one example. What is SLR? Statutory
liquidity ratio.
liquidity.
Statutory liquidity ratio.
So to furnish this SLR, what exactly is SLR? What exactly is SLR? Statutory liquidity ratio जो है to ensure liquidity of banks, right? RBI says certain portion of every day's time and demand deposits will have to be placed as reserves with the Reserve Bank of India. In the sense, every day's savings and FD जो भी है, time and demand deposit. Demand मतलब savings deposit, current account, right? And then time deposits are FDs, RDs, etc., which have some set time period to mature. तो इनका टोटल लेती है रोज भर के टोटल लेके उसका RBI fixes 14 to 25%. RBI says 18% is your SLR. So 18% of this will have to be kept as reserve with the Reserve Bank of India. रोज का deposit ये furnish करना पड़ता है, right? So every day's time and demand deposits put together, a portion of that, say 15% in this current example, or 18%, has to be furnished as liquidity reserve with the RBI. This is to ensure liquidity. Supposing some depositor comes to a bank and says, I want my money back. At that time, the bank cannot say, I don't have money, wait for 10-15 days and I'll give you. Then it will create a big panic. So RBI says, anytime your depositors knock at your door, you should be able to give them back their money. Therefore, on a daily basis, take a total of all your deposits and furnish it with me as reserve. A portion of it as reserves. Supposing it is fixed at 18%, every day, 18% of the total time and demand deposit of every bank, every branch will be furnished with RBI. Are you following? And then this is called as SLR. When they are doing it on a daily basis, at times, banks will have surplus funds even after maintaining SLR. At times, some banks will have shortage of funds, for which they resort to money market borrowing and money market investment. जहाँ पे shortage आती है, they will go to money market and they will borrow for their shortage. Whatever is the fund shortage, they are going to borrow. Okay, so this will help the central bank to effectively, conduct its monetary policy, implement its monetary policy, right? It can formulate monetary policy. At the same time, the monetary policy can be implemented. In case there is no liquid cash, in case there is no money market, what will happen? Banks will say, I don't have funds today. I'll furnish it tomorrow. And some other bank will say, I have funds, but then I don't want to lend it. Then what will happen? Regulation छूट जाएगा. But since money market is there, they can borrow. Furnish करना ही है. If you don't have money, you can always borrow it from the money market and provide for your reserve. To provide a reasonable access to users of short-term funds to meet their requirement quickly and adequately at reasonable cost. As I said, anybody can have short-term funds whenever they need. and at a reasonable cost. बहुत महंगा नहीं. If I go and borrow in the market, they will charge me a lot of interest. That doesn't happen when money market is there. It's an organized sector. And what is the importance of money market? Importance of money market helps you in development of trade and industry. See, the whatever excess you have, you can always invest in money market, and then you can also earn an interest which will enhance your money. Otherwise, you can also borrow from money market without resorting to borrowing from other sources, which may be costly, or you can, without stoppage of production, you can carry on with your work. Then, in case some manufacturing industry needs short-term capital, working capital funds, it can always go to the money market and borrow. Again, it helps in development of capital market. Money market, again, what happens, all banks and everybody comes together, they invest for short period, which will help in the investment for long period, right? And smooth functioning of commercial banks. As I told you, reserve requirements are there. Some say, supposing a borrower wants immediate money, they can also borrow from money market and give it to him. So commercial banks can also smoothly function. Effective central bank control. Again, as I told you, all the reserve requirements can be easily met. This will help the reserve banking company also, or the central banking authority also, to formulate and implement the monetary policies that it wants to. And formulation of suitable policy, as I said, they can raise the reserve requirements without fearing the availability of funds for market, or funds for banks to provide for their, reserve requirements. As I said, it is also a non-inflationary source of finance to the government. I would explain about this. See, when I say non-inflationary source, what does that mean? See, whenever there is, supposing government needs funds, what can it do? What are the possible options? It can borrow from its own people, or it can borrow from foreigners. In case it is for short term, it can borrow from money market also. It is non-inflationary. How? In case I borrow from foreigners, there will be additional money coming into the economy. And when additional stock of money comes into the economy, what will happen? It will lead to increased money supply. When it leads to increased money supply, it is going to create inflation. When there is too much of money supply in the economy, there is going to be inflation in the economy, because cost goes up. Money loses its value, goods and services become dearer, and therefore you will be willing to pay any amount of money to purchase any good. But that will create inflation. And therefore, when I say non-inflationary source, which means, Majal, please mute yourself.
Please.
Mute yourself. Non-inflationary source, in the sense, this source, what happens is, already corporates who have excess have parked their money in the money market. There is no extra amount of funds coming into the economy, but that money is getting rotated, because government borrows from the money market the same funds that have been parked. No additional source of fund has come in. So it is a non-inflationary source of finance to the government. Hope you are following this. Are you following call money market? Are you following? Yes, no. Can you please type it in the chat box? Should I repeat? I repeat, participants in the call money market are scheduled commercial banks, non-scheduled for commercial banks, foreign banks, state, urban, district, cooperative banks, all banks basically, and then along with them the DFHI and STCI, who lend and borrow in the call money market. And on the call money lent and borrowed, we have something called as call rate, which is the interest rate paid on call loans. So call rate varies from day to day, even hour to hour. It is very sensitive for the demand and supply of loan. If there is high demand for loans, obviously call rate will be very high. And if there is very less demand or more supply of call loans, call rate will be low, because there are a lot of institutions which have surplus funds they want to park, so lower rate is given. And participants are free to decide on the interest rates in call money market. Calculation would be based on fixed income money market and derivatives association. They are going to be calculating the call rates. Are you following? Right? So, I repeat what call rate is. Call rate is calculated by FMMIDA, Fixed Income Money Market and Derivatives Association. And also, it is the rate at which call money is lent and borrowed, right? Interest rate paid on call loans. It varies day to day. It varies from hour to hour actually. And it's a very sensitive rate. And it has reached even up to 30%, which is very, very high. Because, banks defaulted in major way in respect of cash and liquidity requirements, and therefore they needed money at that time. They were borrowing a lot. So Indian Banks Association in 1973 fixed a ceiling of 15%, because ceiling in the sense beyond 15% it cannot move up, because it even moved up to 30%. So there should be a control over the rates paid on call loans. Therefore, the rates were fixed at 15% ceiling. You can pay 12%, you can pay 10%, even 14%, 15%, not more than that. That is what is ceiling, the topmost limit. And I will move on to the slides. Now, two call rates in India. Two call rates in India are the interbank call rate and the lending rate of DFHI. Now, when we talk about the dealing session, it deals in the call or notice. Money market can be done up to 5 p.m. on weekdays and 2:30 on Saturdays, or as specified by RBI from time to time. Why RBI? Because RBI is the regulator of money market. RBI is the regulator of money market in India. Please remember that. I will even make an annotation here. It is a regulator of money market. So now, the location of call money market in India are Mumbai, Calcutta, Chennai, Delhi and Ahmedabad. Now, the short-term funds. Call money market is a market for very short-term funds, say 0 to 14 days. And it is called as call money market because the borrowings and lendings are done at call or notice. Whenever borrower requires the money wants to repay the money that he has borrowed, he can do so. Even though it is a 14-day loan, he can do it in a day's time, right? Same way, if the lender wants the money, he can call the money back whenever he wants the funds back, right? That is why it is called as call money market. And it's a market for very short-term funds, and major dealers are all banks, the commercial banks and cooperative banks, foreign banks. And then apart from that, we have the RBI, DFHI, and these are the participants, DFHI, and also the STCI, Securities Trading Corporation of India, Discount and Finance House of India. They both also lend and borrow as primary dealers. And another thing about call money market is call On the call loans, call rate is paid. Call rate is very high usually, and it is very sensitive. It varies from time. It varies from day to day and hour to hour. It has reached up to 30%. It depends upon the amount of loans and the amount of demand for loan and supply of loan, and it varies based on the demand and supply of loans. And they've put a ceiling of 15% so that they can have a control over it. And call money market can be done up to 5 p.m. on weekdays and 2:30 p.m. on Saturdays. The call rates are decided by fixed income money market derivatives and derivatives association. They decide on the call rates. So with that, I will start with my next meeting. Please join it right away.